Hi guys, welcome back. It's Professor Hank, and in this video we're going to talk about default arguments for functions in C++. Now what these do is they make it possible so that you can have values that are passed to a function in case you don't provide any argument at all. So it gives you the ability to call your function in a few different ways. All right? It gives you a little bit of flexibility. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so let's take a look at a couple of examples here. I'll make a function named foo, and we'll set it up to where it has a default argument. And the way you do that is in your parameter list, you assign to the parameter a value. Okay, so I'll assign the first parameter for this example, 0. All right, so what this allows us to do is it allows us to call the function in a couple different ways. So we can call it in the standard way like we're used to calling it, right? Pass it 5, in which case that 5 is going to be passed to the parameter, or we can leave that argument out. And if we leave that argument out, this assigns 0 to the parameter by default, right? Because this is a default argument right here. All right, so let's go ahead and define the function void foo, and we'll just do something silly. We'll just have it see out the argument. Okay, so we'll do int x for it, and we'll just do something like this: see out x. Okay, so now we can call it in a couple different ways. So when I run this, you're going to see the first time you're going to see 0, and then you're going to see 5, right? Because the first time we called it, that 0 was automatically assigned to x, all right? And the second time we called it, then we called it in the standard way to where the 5 was passed as an argument to x. So in the case of where we don't pass any argument at all, it's the 0 that gets automatically assigned. And in the case where we pass the argument, well, then the argument does it, okay? So that's one example. Let's look at another example here. Maybe I'll just change this to 99, okay? And then I'll pass to foo this time -8 or something, right? So you can make that default argument whatever you want. Okay, so there is your first simple example. Now let's do maybe a slightly more interesting example, right? Maybe something that's a little more complex. What we'll do is we'll have two default arguments. So we'll do here, we'll do int equals 0, and we'll do int equals 0 here, and we'll change foo to where it returns an integer. Okay, just to do something a little bit more interesting. So we'll have int x and int y as our parameters. Okay, and we have to have our return type match as well. Remember, your function editor always has to agree with your prototype, except in the case of these default arguments, right? If you have a prototype, then you specify the default arguments here, but you leave it alone down here. Okay, now so for this, what we'll do is we'll just return x plus y. All right, so if we do that and we call foo, we now have a few different options for calling it. All right, so let's go ahead and see out foo both times. See out foo. Okay, so we'll have that. So in this case, we don't have to pass any arguments at all. And so what will happen is the 0 will automatically be assigned to x, and then this 0 will be automatically assigned to y. So then 0 plus 0 is 0, and we'll return 0. So that's what we're going to see on the screen. Okay, now we'll call it a slightly different way. Okay, what we'll do is we'll pass it just 8. Okay, so now when we pass this function 8, what's going to happen is that 8 is going to go to the first parameter. Okay, so the 8 will be assigned to x, and then the default, which is 0 for y, will be assigned to y, and so it'll return 8 plus 0, which is 8. Okay, and then finally, one more example here. How about we pass 2 arguments. Okay, so now when we do this, it's going to pass 8 to x and then 3 to y. So you can see the flexibility in using these default arguments, right? It gives you different ways you can use the same function. All right, now keep in mind that the order matters. Okay, we can leave out the second argument, right? But you can't leave out the first, right? So I can't do something like that. See how we get the red squiggle? That's not correct. We can't do that, okay? And another thing we can't do is we can't have a default parameter for the second, or for the first parameter, and none for the second. See how we get the red squiggle like that? Okay, that's a requirement, that's a rule, it's a requirement, okay? But we can have a default argument for the second parameter and then none for the first, okay? So now what this does is this gives us the option, again, to use this in multiple ways, okay? And we can't just call foo without anything because there's no default argument for the first parameter, so this is out now, okay? So this is going to require we pass at least one argument. So in this case, this function call here, 8 will be passed to the first parameter, and then 2 will be the default for the second. So then you'll see 10 on the screen for that. And then for the second call here, we're going to see the same thing that we saw previously. The 8 will go to x, to that first parameter x, and then the 3 will go to that second parameter y. So we're going to see 10 and 11, okay? So you can do that, all right? Let's make this even a little bit more complex. So let's add one more parameter here, okay? So int, and we'll make this int z, okay? Int z. So we'll return x plus y plus z. All right, now if we do that, then you see how we got the squiggle again? If you have a default argument, then every additional parameter to the right of that parameter with the default argument has to have a default as well. Okay, that's a good rule of thumb there. So you can say equals 3, for example. Okay, so now we can call this function in a bunch of different ways. So we still have to pass at least one argument because there's no default argument for the first parameter. But then we can pass an additional choices. We can pass 2 arguments, or we can pass 3. All right, so now we have different options. So in this first case, 8 will be passed to x, and then the default 2 will go to y, and then the default 3 will go to z. Now for the second example, 8 will go to that x, right? And then the 3 will go to the y, and then the default 3 here will go to z. And then for this final example, just 8 is going to x, 3 is going to y, and 6 is going to z, thereby bypassing all of the default arguments. Okay, so you can see there is your answers, 13, 14, and 17. So you can see that this works just fine using prototypes. Last thing I'm going to show you is that you don't have to use prototypes, okay? If you don't use prototypes, then what you got to do is you got to specify your default arguments right here in the function header, okay? So we can do something like this. We can say equals 1 and say equals 2. All right, so now once we have that, then since I have 3 default arguments now, I can even call foo without passing anything at all. Okay, so what's this going to return? Let's take a look. Well, since I didn't pass anything, 0 is going to x, 1 is going to y, 2 is going to z, so that's going to return 3. Okay, now since we passed 8 as an argument, 8 will go into x, okay, and then y is going to get the 1, and then z is going to get the 2. So this is going to give us what, 8, 10, 11, right? And then if I pass 8 and 3, 8 goes into x, 3 goes into y, and then, right, 8 goes into x, 3 goes into y, and then the default argument of 2 will be in z, so that will give us 13. Okay, and then finally, 8, 3, and 6 is going to pass arguments just like it normally does, just like what we're used to. No default arguments will be used here. So this is going to give us 17, right? Because 8 is going into x, 3 is going into y, 6 is going into z. 8 plus 3 plus 6 is 17. So let's run that. Okay, so that's it, right? It's not difficult, just new, or maybe you haven't seen it in a while. That's all. Okay, so that's going to bring this video to a close. If you're a student of mine, you have questions about any of the topics that were covered in this video, feel free to drop me an email, stop by my office hours, or hit me up on Zoom online. For the rest of you, if you thought the video was useful, please consider giving it a thumbs up. If you thought the video sucked, you got the thumbs down button as well. Consider supporting the channel in various ways. You can subscribe, you can join as a member with additional perks for as little as 99 cents. Leave a comment, whatever. But most of all, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.